So I'm sitting here, read an article, dangerous thing reading, that Giannis wants to get traded. And there were some conversations in August and September. But apparently his agent said that Giannis and his agent are meeting to discuss what the future looks like. When they had these primary communications and whatever conversations in August, there was only one team that was at the forefront. My Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sitting here on the trade machine to see how I could make this work. And I don't know how they're going to do this. There's going to have to be a third team involved, I think. But, like, getting Giannis, we would have to trade OG and Josh Hart, at least, to make the money work.
Mm-hmm.
Because Giannis makes $54 million. And I don't know. He is 30. I mean, he's an old man.
I mean, so is Curry, and he's still looking, you know?
I guess let me ask you this. Does Giannis take the Knicks to that championship tier? And if yes, does he still do it if you are losing two other important pieces to make the money work?
I think the answer to the first question is easily yes.
Yeah.
Easily yes. But having to lose those pieces to make it work is a bigger question. Do they beat OKC?
Yeah.
Losing those pieces? You don't beat them with the pieces now. Or didn't.
No, that's fair. You're right. No,
So,
we don't right now.
I mean, maybe sometimes maybe losing a couple pieces to add a different one kind of makes it a little better. And that would be what you hope, right? Like, obviously you're not going to do that trade if you think it's detrimental to the team, but I don't know.
No, but imagine a front court of Giannis and Cat with Brunson and Bridges and it sounds dangerous, but again, I don't know. I like OG. I like Josh Hart. It just so happens that their salaries pretty much equal Giannis. So that's it. I'm curious to see how that's going to end up. The fact that he also went down hurt at the beginning of today's game, which people were saying like, oh, that's because he's not going to play for the Bucks again until a deal happens.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks because he get drafted there. He's been there, 9 years now? 8 years now? Wins a championship there, wins an MVP there. I think, or 2 MVPs. I think that if he wants to go somewhere, he probably deserves to do it. I do think wherever he wants to go, he's going to want to compete. And, I don't know. We'll see if the Knicks make it work, but it's going to have to be some funny money. Because I don't see an easy way to do this. But that's man, it's been 2 weeks since we did this live. We did upload last week because of Thanksgiving and the holiday. 2 notes. Note number 1. I don't know what I said that was controversial, but I don't know if did you see the YouTube and the Instagram comments?
No, I did not peek at those over the holiday.
Bro, you would have thought I was cussing people's teams out. But I did. I said I read LA and I meant to say the Rams because we were doing NFC, and I said the Chargers.
I did hear that at one point, but I registered it as we were talking about the Rams. So, and I wasn't gonna. I did.
It was also,
yeah, I did notice that, but
45 minutes in.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't too concerned about it. Just a quick little road hiccup there.
So, anyways, I apologize to all my Rams. Apparently, there's a ton of Rams fans out there. I don't know, but I won't speak ill of them again, since you guys have to share a city. All right, so we have missed a ton of stuff though. I want to Let's go this. I'll one, two, or three. I'll let you pick.
Let's go door number 3.
Door number three, which is your most recent one, the Chris Paul saga.
Who, me and Hughes, we're talking about this today, and I'm seeing this headline here that CP3 and Lou are not on speaking terms. Might have to enlighten me more on that situation. I hear there was some, I don't know what to call it, ranting about basically the entire organization, like some players, coaches, management.
Yeah. So my understanding, obviously, the Clippers are having an awful season. Everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and this is a team that should not be this bad. And it's weird. 5-16 at the moment. It's different. I don't know what's going on, but basically there's some behind the scenes stuff. I'm sure there will be more stories that come out in the next couple of days. I do see that it looks like Chris Paul's probably going to sign with somebody, because now he's a free agent. I doubt he's just going to retire now. But the two things that I have found most interesting, the lines that I have been reading, is he was consistently criticizing like the decisions that the team is making or coaching or whatever, and that's been kind of eating away at these front office people, coaches, whatever else. But he's a 22-year veteran on the team, blah blah blah. Like, almost like, what are you gonna say to him? Like, he has nothing to lose. He's on a 1-year, $3 million deal. But he's only played. He was averaging like 12 minutes a game. There are a bunch of games where he didn't play at all because of coaches' decisions. And, chicken or the egg? Is he not playing because he was criticizing them, or is he criticizing them because he wasn't playing?
Mm-hmm.
We'll never know. But yeah, the story's crazy. Here's what I have here. This is an article that was on The Athletic. So they get hold on, let me start here. So this is Tuesday morning. So he was supposed to go to the men's basketball game at Wake Forest, which is alma mater, and then was supposed to rejoin the Clippers in Atlanta afterwards. He changed his plans, spending the first part of Tuesday attending an art festival in Miami before hopping on the team's chartered flight that was scheduled to land in Atlanta, 6 p.m. Unexpected issue. Team plane had mechanical problems in Miami, causing an hour-long delay. In the end, that would lead these two to discuss their unresolvable issues deep into the hours. At 2:40 a.m. in Atlanta, he shared the news of his release via an Instagram post. But apparently the Clippers, like, for them, they saw it coming. I think for everybody else outside who hadn't heard any of this, weird. But I don't know, man. He's, looking at his career, like, I could see him being that kind of caustic, like, rub people the wrong way. You like him if he's on your team and he's doing well, but when you kind of view him as a third party, you're like, he kind of seems like an ass at times.
Mm-hmm.
But 40 years old, man, he's got nothing to lose. He's at the very end of his career. I think for him announcing that this was, now that I'm kind of like thinking about it, I would imagine him announcing that this is going to be his last season to retire. Maybe he's hoping to get like a farewell, or somebody will pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
When in reality, I don't know how much he has left in the tank.
I mean, if he wasn't, again, could have been political issues going on inside the organization, but I think this guy is potentially future Hall of Famer
Agreed.
at point guard. So, like you said, he's done his thing. He's 40, so why not old man rant and try to hold some people accountable? Will someone pick him up? What's he worth though?
I mean, you could get him on a veteran's minimum. Like, I actually think it's less about the money and more about, you're hearing about this now. Do you want that in your locker room?
Exactly, because like, you want a veteran in your locker room that's seen the things and done everything right. But do you want that energy in your locker room specifically? Probably
Yeah,
not.
that's tough. Yeah, averaging 12.9 minutes a game. And coming off of last year, we played all 82 games. So, it's tough, man. I don't know. Second all time in assists and steals. 12-time All Star. 40 years old. That's tough. Yeah, Clippers ended the season as the NBA's oldest team, average age of 33. Coaching staff is also a veteran group. Paul's critiques came off like grating criticisms that were unwelcome while the team was trying to find itself. Fair, yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, you don't want that kind of stuff in the locker room.
No.
Especially when you're losing as well compounds that.
Right, just makes it all that much more worse.
But yeah, it's an interesting story. I don't, as much as I appreciate Ballmer buying the Clippers and the new arena, new logo, like they're trying to do these things. They're a mess. Like I don't. What was the other story? I think it was when Chris Paul was there when they had the fight, the secret tunnel fight where the cops were called. Like, it just seems like drama seems to find them at all times.
Yeah, not to mention they're giving up almost 120 points a game.
Well, yeah. If you want to actually talk basketball, yeah. And they don't even own their first pick because the Thunder do.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so that seems like Thunder's going to be another lottery pick. No problem. So that's yeah, a mess for sure. But other than that, I'm trying to see. Luka's on fire. Pistons are doing well. It's been kind of chugging along here. I don't think there's been any other really big. Well, I guess if you want to talk about the Thunder again, I have a feeling that yeah, that record might be in sight.
I think so.
And I don't know what that looks like, right? Does it? There's no way that they keep this one loss thing up, but if they go another 20-1, like a 40-2 at the All-Star break, would be nuts. Actually, not quite All-Star break, a couple more games, but even let's say a 50-3. There's no I can't even imagine that. Like my brain can't even wrap its head around it. But they look fantastic.
Is there one loss here? The Trailblazers?
Yeah.
Who they turn around and then beat by 30 the next time they played them?
The other thing is their margin. Their margin for wins
15
they're going to break every record in the NBA. So I don't know. I don't know who could stop them. I don't know if anybody can. If it's me and I'm thinking about okay, I'm a superstar in the NBA, I might be thinking it's time to we have to collude or something. It might be time to put another big three together.
Let's make the Monstars team somewhere.
Because
send everybody to the Clippers.
As dominant as the Heat were, as dominant as the Warriors were, these teams were great. They were fantastic. They will go down as all-time teams. They haven't done this.
No.
And that's concerning. Because if this team keeps the core together, which at least I think they'll, looking at the contracts, I think they're able to do for the next 2, maybe 3 years, and then you add another young guy who's going to be able to develop in that team, you maybe talk 4 straight rings, which is terrifying.
I sure hope not. I don't want to watch this for another 4 years. It would be cool to experience, for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
but I don't want to see that.
It's early, but yeah, we could be saying that this is the dynasty, right? It's early, and then if everything can change. I mean, we saw how good the Celtics were. Jason Tatum goes down, done.
Yeah. I
mean, they should have walked to the final and had a good series against OKC. But injuries suck. Indiana, right, had a couple of really good seasons. Halliburton goes down, done, toast. I think
They're 4-18 currently.
yeah, I was gonna say it's second or third worst team in the league.
Yeah.
So those it flips on you quick. So yeah, I don't know, but they're terrifying. I don't want to play them. They're 10-0 at home, which is crazy to me. I did get to experience my Knicks in person last
How-
Saturday.
How did that go?
They lost, so I
Banned from in-person games?
at least in Orlando, yeah. But that means that I'm 1-1 lifetime in Orlando, so that's all right
Okay.
for next game.
Fair enough.
But no, we look good. That was without OG because he's still hurt. We look good. My issue is on the road, we're awful. We are 11-1 at home. We have the second best league record for home games, and we are 3-6 on the road. Like, what are you doing?
Gotta clean that up, yeah.
So,
Because if you want to win playoff games, you gotta win road games.
correct. Like the Nets, who are 5-16, have a better away record than we do. So,
It's diabolical.
no, they're going to fix that. But yeah, happy. I'm happy enough with where it is. I mean, we're sitting right now third. We're half game back for the Raptors for the second spot. Half game up on the Heat for the fourth spot. I just want to flow in that range. 1 through 4 is at fine. Give me home court advantage clearly because we need home court.
Definitely. Yeah.
And we'll see. I do think some of these teams will drop out. Like Celtics beat us last night. I think we were up 17 points in the second quarter, I think, and then Jaylen Brown scored 40. Just like everything he touched went in.
You feel like
you're
that
gonna have those
sometimes.
games.
Yep,
Yeah.
I feel like that.
Cavs, same thing with Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young on the Hawks, Tyrese Maxey for the 76ers having a great season. So like these other teams, they'll sort themselves out. I think as long as you win 2 out of 3, you're a top 3 team. So happy enough. I do. Oh, let me see the. We'll talk about it later. I know there's a good slate coming up for Christmas Day games for the NBA. So we'll have to double check on those as we get closer. NFL stuff. This weekend sucked, man. Some stinkers. And my Jets won. But some stinkers of games. And I think, unfortunately, you're getting to that point where the teams that are losing are just going to tank and they don't care. And the teams that are winning are so much better than everybody else. I'll say the 2 things that really stuck out to me, and then I'll pass it over.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what's going on with the Colts. And I say that, but I don't know what's going on with the Colts that we've seen most of the season. This is average Colt stuff, but Texans look kind of convincing.
They're looking pretty good. Yeah. Like hitting
CJ
that
Stroud,
late
22,
season.
35. Yeah, this little late season push is going to be interesting. Now, Colts go to Jacksonville this weekend, who are also 8-4.
I think they're leading the division too.
Now, the bad news for the Jags, I will be at the game. So, that's an automatic Indy win. But, I'm trying to see what else here. Steelers might be done. Broncos are 10-2, but they don't look good whatsoever.
They win games, but they're ugly. Like
It's just like Patriots are 11-2. But I don't know if I know how good they are. It's
they
a weird place.
they kind of bullied the Giants, but it's the Giants.
That's expected.
And then they didn't really need to play in the second half, so
And I think they get to buy. They got to buy this week too. And I know, and everybody's talked about like, oh, they're playing a 4th place schedule because of last season. I get that, but they're still winning the games. You still have to win. Yeah, Pats have a bye this week. Who do they come back for? Um, after they buy, Patriots Bills at New England. That might be the division there, because Pats are up 2.5 games right now. Let's assume the Bills win this weekend. Let's make it 2. That's if the Patriots win, that pushes to 3 games in Week 15. Oh
Yeah, there'll be a lock in for that.
Yeah.
1 seed, honestly, and then depending on what the Broncos do too, they might be 1 overall in the AFC.
Broncos host the Packers. That's not going to be easy either. Next weekend.
Yeah, Broncos got Packers, Jags, Chiefs, Chargers. Their last 4 games. That's going to be a tough stretch.
Well, if you wanted to go watch just get into a football stadium this weekend, Browns are hosting the Titans, and you get tickets for $8.
It's the price of a McDonald's meal. Good
there
lord.
There is a 40% chance of snow. So, but yeah, that's NFL. I mean, we're kind of coming to the point. I mean, the only thing I really had for that is who's your, if we go back to the MVP stuff, who's leading your race right now?
Stafford had a rough week. Taylor was a little quiet last week. So I think if we're, doing like a race, I think we're at the point where it might be, there's a chance it's Drake May. Probably JSN though.
He had a down week too, or 2 weeks ago. One of those two. My issue with May is if you're a good quarterback, he's a good quarterback. If you are a good quarterback on a good team that has a great record, is that enough? Or are they going to look at the individual standout, the Jonathan Taylor who could have 20 touchdowns, the JSN who could have 2,000 yards?
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Right? Is if you take Drake May off that team and you put in a league average quarterback, are they still leading the division?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, I think they're still certainly better than the Dolphins and the Jets. Now the Bills have dropped a couple questionable ones, but I don't think so.
But yeah, I mean, May right now is 3,400 yards, 23 TDs, 6 interceptions. That's a good season.
Yeah.
Still only 23 years old. His last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games, nothing over 300 yards, and no games with 3 TDs. But to your point, they haven't needed it, and that's my point of have they needed him to have a superstar, stellar game, or are they just kind of he has a good game every game? I don't know. It's kind of like the Jameis of it, right? Mm-hmm. Jameis had his ups and his downs, but his highs were high.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor sitting at 1,200 yards. JSN's at 1,300 yards. I don't know. How many TDs does Taylor have? Jonathan Taylor's 15 touchdowns already. You know who else is making which I don't know the last time a defensive player got it. Myles Garrett.
His 5 sacks in one game. Was it 5 or was it 6?
19 for the total is 5.
Yeah.
6 is the record. He's sitting at 19 sacks right now, which is crazy. And I believe he was the first player in NFL history to have at least 12 sacks in his first 5 seasons. No, that number can't be right. This is the 7th season. I got that. I'm going to end up butchering that. I just watched the video. I'll have to find it. single season is 22.5. Oh, he'll get that, no problem.
He can get that next game.
His 19 sacks are more than 3 teams have: Panthers, Bengals, Niners.
Goodness. What a freak of nature. And he's like... He's young, too.
He was 2017.
He's 29. Yeah, he'll be 30
turn
this
30.
year.
Yeah. That's still, though, I mean, you got at least, what, 4 more years at an elite level. And, I mean, he treats his body well, so maybe you can stretch that to 5 or 6. Alright, so if I were to ask you this, where do you think Myles Garrett is right now? All-time sacks leader.
Through, what, his 5 or 6 seasons?
He was drafted 2017, so 17, 18, 19... Well,
All time? Has he cracked? He's cracked 25, right?
25 what?
Cracked top 25.
Oh, hold on. Let me look at his... I'm just going to look at how many years in the league. Do the math. 17... So, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21... I count 9 years. I might be off there. But... Sorry, you were saying where is he?
Yeah, because you were having me guess. I'm going to say he cracked 25 as my first guess.
He is, yes. He is.
Good
He's
Lord.
cracked 25.
That's scary.
He's sitting right now tied for 23rd at 121 sacks.
All right, so it was pretty good. Narrowing down guess there. Only 2 off.
There are only 2 other players ahead of him that are still in the league. That's Von Miller, who's sitting tied for 13th, and Cam Jordan, who's sitting tied for 17th. Now, if you want to play a little math game, if he's at 121 and let's say he's going to get, let's say an average of 15 sacks, right? Some years higher, some years lower.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say he does that for what? 4
Said
more?
4 years. Another 60.
So another 60. That would put him at 181. That would only be good for 3rd.
3rd.
Yep, Reggie White is 198. Bruce Smith is 200 even. So, as historic of a pace as he's been on, he would still come up short. Now, again, that only puts him, like I said, age 34. And, of course, he might have years that he has more than 15, like this year.
Like this year, yeah. He's rounding 20. Probably going to be a solid 25.
But, yeah, I mean, he's got just potential in the next 4, maybe even 5 seasons to be an all-time sack leader. On an awful team. Awful team. And he does it on his own. I don't know. I think about the Browns, man, that's somebody I want to have a good year. I could care less about the team. I want to see him succeed.
Mm-hmm. Someone doing all that.
Yeah, like get him the help he needs, get him a good quarterback. I don't want to see them at the bottom. Anything else you got for the NFL?
No.
Alright, let's get to the meat and potatoes. Last door. College football playoff. It's out. Penultimate. We've got conference championship games this weekend. And I still don't know who's going to get in. And maybe that's the beauty of it. But looking at the moment, we've got Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, Georgia 3, Texas Tech 4, Oregon 5, Ole Miss 6, Texas A&M 7, Oklahoma 8, Alabama 9, Notre Dame 10, with 11 and 12. They say open for conference champions. But at the moment it's what? BYU and... Oh, my picture cut off.
Virginia?
Tulane.
Oh, yeah.
11 Virginia. 12 Tulane. So here's my problem. I think this is pretty good. I don't think it's perfect, but I think it's pretty good. I don't think it's ever going to be perfect. I think that's the point. Because you could have a 3-loss Alabama arguing to get in. You could have a 3-loss Texas saying that they deserve a shot. You could have Miami claiming that they deserve a chance, which is fair. My issue is I fear that they're going to make choices that are best for TV, not best for
Which is
what's
usually
fair.
the issue. Yeah.
And I get it, right? If you look back at in years past, Washington getting in that first year, second year, they had no business being there. Gets blown out. Who was the other team? TCU had no business being there.
Yeah.
Gets blown out. Now they're great stories, but I could see these people sitting in a room and saying, no, we need the best of the best. It doesn't matter what the record is. Now, I think the top four are fine. I think this weekend, Ohio State, Indiana, the loser of that game still stays top four.
Top 4, in my opinion, and should, rightfully so.
If Georgia beats Alabama, which I think it's only a 1.5 or 2.5, so it's tight, I think Georgia stays. If Georgia loses, I don't think they drop out of the whole thing, but I could see them bumping out of the buys, the top four.
If Georgia loses this championship game this weekend, they're out of the top 4. I don't know where I put the other teams in the SEC in regard to them. I still think I keep them ahead of the teams in the SEC, even if they lose this game.
I would agree. Now, Texas Tech has a conference final against BYU. They should win.
And unfortunately, I think because BYU made it to this game, if they lose, there's a chance they're out.
BYU?
Yeah.
Oh, BYU has to win.
Which kind of sucks because if they weren't playing in this game, they'd be in. Because there wouldn't be in. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if they weren't playing in this game at all, like Texas A&M,
Ole Miss, Oklahoma.
Exactly. If they weren't playing in a conference championship game, you can't get hurt. Notre Dame's a big one. So it's almost detrimental that they're in the conference championship. Now, granted, had they lost another game throughout the season and not made the conference championship, they wouldn't be in this conversation.
Yeah. Fair.
But
I think Oregon's safe. 6 through 10. I probably have issues with. Ole Miss, and we'll talk about him in a second, but Kiffin leaving, and then Ole Miss moves up from 7 to 6. Is a question mark. Texas A&M dropping after getting blown out. Fine. They're not blown out, beat. Oklahoma's a lock at 8. They've had a good enough season. They say that you're not supposed to feel negative impacts if you lose a conference championship, but if Alabama loses this and goes to 3 losses,
I think they drop them to 12.
yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I could see them, because then Texas and Miami would have an argument. Are they a better 3-loss team than those two?
Miami only has 2 losses.
Sorry.
And I have a really big problem with Notre Dame being in and not Miami right now.
Because they beat them?
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Head to head. Like, strength of schedule for Notre Dame, or favors Notre Dame a little bit, but
I think for that...
I think if you got to come down to choosing between those two, Miami won.
I think if you're trying to split hairs between those two, I could see it being to your point, head to head, but also one of those teams. As much as I like Miami and the story, and I don't love Carson Beck, but it's fine. Notre Dame's a national brand.
Yeah, I think eye test tells you Notre Dame for sure.
I would also say recency bias. Like, you
That.
drop your first two.
Mm-hmm.
They've been on a tear since then. So if you're trying to project out like, okay, who has a shot, who's going to be a good team, like, you could tell me Notre Dame gets to the final. I don't think they'll win the whole thing, but you could tell me that there is a path. Where they at right now? 10-7. Let's say they beat A&M. Okay, they catch Indiana sleeping. Let's say they beat Georgia, and I could see them in Ohio State in the championship game again. But I think that's why they're in, because there is it. Almost like an unknown factor a little bit. If you slot Miami in there, there's no chance Miami gets past A&M, and if they do, I don't think they beat Indiana.
I think those are both fair assumptions.
And that sucks because you're having to like project out. But if I was torn between those two, that's how I would have to do it. Where I get stuck is the last two spots. So Tulane plays North Texas this weekend in the American. You have to assume winner gets probably the
12
11.
spot.
Ooh, you think the 12?
I think the 12.
You think they're higher? You think they're behind Virginia?
Yes. Yeah. I think that's how it will turn out. Do I think they are below Virginia in skill or anything like that? Probably not. I would love to see a game between those two. Probably won't happen, but I think they get the 12 and the ACC gets the 11.
Okay. My issue with the ACC is Miami a better team than Virginia?
See, here's where it gets sticky is they might be, but due to scheduling and who they played,
Yeah.
the conference wins and losses doesn't pan out that way.
Fair.
Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, you can be as good a team as you want. You still got to win your conference. So if you're losing your
Okay.
conference games,
Or be good enough to get that large.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think those are the teams that have a gripe. I did read BYU again. They would have to beat A&M. I don't think.
No, they lost to Tech during the season. I don't.
And they're gonna have to turn around and win that game to get in.
It's hard to beat someone twice, but they like handily lost to Tech, 29-7.
So that's what this weekend's looking like. You're gonna find out a lot. North Texas Tulane. That's an 8:00 game Friday. Saturday. This slate is amazing. BYU Texas Tech at noon. Georgia at Alabama. Oh, it's in Atlanta though. 4:00. Indiana Ohio State. 8:00, and then Duke Virginia also at 8. Now, get this. Tickets to BYU Texas Tech. $83 to get in. Tickets to North Texas Tulane. $25 to get in. Georgia Alabama $230. Indiana and Ohio State $568.
I'm seeing that here now.
And I mean, I get it because Indiana's never done it like that. History for them. It's also in Indiana. But that's a lot of money to drop in case you lose.
It's got the potential to be the best college football game this season, and that might be including the finals.
My fear is, I like what Indiana's done. I do, I respect it. My fear is that it's going to turn out like the Colts, right? It's this, hey, they did, oh my gosh, they're doing so well, and they're stacking enough wins that now people are behind them, and it's like, oh no, they're legit, they're for real. And you're going to actually put them up against, when they played Penn State wasn't Penn State of old, right? Coach got fired. They were below 500, and they still took it to the last play of the game. Fear here is they're going to play this game, and Ohio State's going to blow them out, and that's just going to derail everything they've got.
I can see it being like a 2.5 score game for Ohio State
Early,
and then like Indiana playing catch up, sure, but also not making the stops as well.
and yeah, I'm with
Or
you.
it's going to be who's got the ball in the final drive sort of situation. One of those two things. I don't think it goes, I don't think Indiana comes out and blows them out. I don't think it goes that way. It's going to be either like like I said, one of the best football games this college football season, or Ohio State's just going to be calm, comfortable, kind of like in the game this weekend.
I was going to say, this Saturday I spent probably more time watching college football than I had in a long time, and Ohio State looks so good.
Yeah, they did.
Just, I don't even know what you do. So they're gonna have. It's not my problem. They're gonna figure that out because, to me, they seem like they're gonna walk. They're a lock. They'll walk through, unless, of course, injury or something something crazy is gonna have to happen for them not to just go on and win. Which brings me to my last point, which is the Lane Kiffin story.
This hasn't this been a lot of drama?
I was gonna say, I'm sure you're up to date on it.
Yes, yeah.
I have two questions, and I have one. One is for Mr. Kiffin.
Mm-hmm.
And that first question is, your team is, I'm not going to say a favorite to win, but has decent odds of making the college football championship game. Right, you're a 6 seed that if you maybe had 1 or 2 bounces throughout the season, you could have ended up as the top 4, or at least in the SEC championship game. With that said, you've been here for a couple of years. You've seen this team grow. This is the best season they've ever had, going from Jackson Dart last year. Why not see out the year?
So, I've bounced this topic across a few different groups now. And so if I steal something somebody has said to me, I apologize, but this is just us like tossing ideas around when we're playing video games. I think one thing is the calendar and the timing of everything that happened this season was super unfortunate. Right? If Penn State's having a better year, they don't fire James Franklin. If Billy Napier wasn't a moron head coach, Florida's having a better season, and they might not fire him. But now there's all these job openings, and then which kind of forces LSU to fire Brian Kelly, because it's like, well, we don't want to keep him till the rest of the season and lose out on a potential good coach that could come in. So you have all these firings that happen. This whole time you've got your team set in a perfect position to make the college football playoff.
Yeah.
And due to everyone scrambling for a head coach or people seeking new opportunities, you're kind of put in this position where it's like, okay, well, I can't finish the season with this team if I want to leave. Yeah, because of a job opportunity. And I said this when Jimbo left Florida State, is I'm never going to hate on someone for chasing that bag. Like, if this team's school is going to pay you more money for XYZ reasons, right, everything else works out, school, kids, like, you figure all that stuff out, then you take more money. You know what I mean? Like,
you went from $9 million at Ole Miss to 12.
Right. So you really going to be mad at someone for wanting to make more money? We all fight and claw for bonuses and raises and stuff.
True.
Too. Like,
True.
It's no different. It's just super unfortunate that he had to make that decision before the season was over.
Did he have to? Did he have to, or do you think LSU was just...
The coaches are getting hired. How many coaches have been hired in the last 2 weeks? Or have... Exactly. So, like, you either kind of play it safe and wait it out, and try to play a dangerous game of maybe I can coach them, and as soon as we're done, or as soon as we lose or win the whole thing, I can make a phone call. Maybe. Or maybe not. Maybe all the jobs fill up and you're stuck.
Then I get it from LSU's perspective too, because you're stealing a coach from a rival, right? Who's then potentially going to pull assistant coaches or commits or whatever. The night that they flew him into Louisiana, he was already meeting with recruits. It's like he started on the job the second he got off the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my second question: is Lane Kiffin, whose resume is a crazy story, all the jobs I feel like have never ended well anywhere he's gone, from fired on the tarmac at USC to having to Al Davis gave like a whole PowerPoint presentation as to why he was an awful coach and why he got fired, to then Tennessee's on there, Florida Atlantic is on there. My question is, and then the Alabama too, when he got let go, Saban let him go during the national championship. Is Kiffin a better coach than Brian Kelly?
I think you can look at just LSU and Ole Miss this year and definitively say yes.
Is Kiffin a better coach than Ed Ogeron?
Maybe.
Who won maybe the most dominant national championship season ever?
Could he be? Yes. Does he have the resume for it? No.
Okay. And I say that to say Kiffin, I think, is 50. He reminds me of what recruits are looking for now in coaches. It's like he's on the other end of the spectrum from where, like, Bill Belichick is. Like, Kiffin's gonna cut up with you and crack some jokes and this and that, and his daughter's dating another football player. Like, he's very much that kind of like young, cool dad, or your cool uncle, like, knows the game but also isn't taking it too seriously, compared to the ultra serious, has to be done this way, it has to be done my way. And I just don't feel like college is moving that direction. I feel like we're going to see more Lane Kiffins than we will Belichick's.
I would agree. And I think especially in our NIL age now, where you want to be, I guess, more likable, more relatable.
Yep.
As a guy, that makes it a lot easier to hit the portal especially with, kids, essentially, right? 18 through 20, young 20s.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to go somewhere that's my way or the highway. Granted, Saban won however many championships doing it like that, and that builds discipline and character. It does. But I think they would much rather prefer telling jokes and stuff with their coach.
Yes, Saban did all that, but Saban didn't do that in this new era.
That's fair.
It's like Dabo Swinney didn't do it in this new era. They did it in the, I'm going to call traditional, the old school, but not with this NIL stuff. There hasn't been a dynasty yet, which we'll see in the next couple of years. But there's players. Did you see the big flip, the commit that flipped? 5-star quarterback?
No. Well,
today,
he
from Georgia to Vanderbilt.
Yes, I did see that.
Highest star recruit ever for Vanderbilt. And, like, those are going to happen all the time. Because if you're going to pick the two and you're going to get a bigger bag somewhere else, what are the odds you even make it to the league? Or go play 1 year there and then go back to Georgia?
Yeah.
That happens too. So, I don't blame Kiffin. To your point, we all do that in regular life. I feel for the team. I feel for those kids, and I think that's what hurts, because it's like, sure, if we want to sit here and attribute the success to Kiffin and say Kiffin's a good coach, then I feel bad for those kids, because you're losing a good coach on a great season.
Yeah.
With just
playoffs around the corner.
Just the playoffs. Like, it's not, they don't have a conference championship this weekend. They're just working on, okay, who are we seeing in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever it is. So that sucks. But I also fear that that's going to set a precedent, and you're going to see more of that. And I wish that they would, not on the school or on the adult, but I wish that the NCAA would change the dates. Like, you can't hire anybody until your season is over. And if their season isn't over, they can't leave yet. Because then that would put all hiring into January.
Yeah.
What's the big pushing it back 3 weeks? Doesn't change anything.
Plus, high school football's over. Spring ball doesn't start
Yeah.
until April.
But you give these guys a chance to, okay, who's actually going to be at that school? Who's going to be at that school? Who's still leaving?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, they're making decisions that I could go. If I'm a recruit, I could sign tomorrow for a school where their coach is going to get let go next week.
Yeah.
So, I don't love that. That's really all I have. Only other big news: the World Cup draws on Friday at noon.
Ooh.
It's going to be all pomp and circumstance. So by the time they actually start drawing teams, it'll probably be like 1:30, 2 o'clock. But we'll find out who's the U.S. group, and get a kind of better idea. But about 6 months away.
Heck yeah. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, I'm morally, I am obligated to say there are so many wrong things with FIFA, U.S. soccer, United States in general, that I shouldn't be rooting for it, but the soccer gods in me are just like, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be awesome.
World Cup's fun every time.
Every time. Doesn't matter if we're good or bad. Doesn't matter if we're even there. It's going to be great. So, and going off the numbers, Infantino, who's the FIFA president, said if the Super Bowl gets 200 million views or whatever it is, the World Cup gets like 6 billion across all their games.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, it's like having 3 Super Bowls a day. And, yes, statistically, maybe that math makes sense, but like, dude, you throw language out like that, you better back it up with how nice it's going to be. Like, this better be the nicest.
Don't go
most
making
well-run-
threats like that. Like,
If there is even one camera that cuts off during a game, like, you're going to get ripped.
F's
by
in
the
chat.
media. Just like, why would you set the bar that high? I'd be coming in like, we're going to have a nice time. It's going to be great. Can't wait. No, this is going to be the biggest thing the world's ever seen. All right, dude.
all right. Okay, Grandpa, let's go to bed.
Okay. It's going to be nice until they've already announced the village people are going to come out and perform YMCA for Trump. I'm like, all right.
For the World Cup?
For the draw.
Oh.
For Friday. I'm like, okay. If you want to make it this big, like, parade, just get me to soccer. Get me to next summer, where 48 teams. I mean, you're gonna have, I think it's 3 time slots a day or 4 time slots a day. Like, you're just gonna have 8 hours of soccer every day.
Perfect. Exactly what I need.
I will say my last story is because the last one was in Qatar. When I was working and I was teaching, the games were on during the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I just threw down the projector and we're like, oh, kids, we're going to do our soccer unit.
Yeah.
Here's World Cup.
Perfect.
So it worked out really well because it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh, this is the second game today. Like, this is great. But, yeah, selfishly, I'm like, I'm not even watching them. I'm just watching this. But, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. It's a little bit away. Friday should be fun, though. I'll try to catch it back half of that.
I'll have to tune in while I'm at work for sure.
Yeah, don't worry about the first hour and a half. They're not going to get anything done until probably 2 o'clock.
All right, I'll turn it on at lunch then.
So, anything else you got?
No, sir.
Well, we will be back next week. We'll have to figure out what our holiday schedule looks like, but hopefully it's a slow news week, so that we can at least like catch up on some games.
Yeah, most of these jobs been taken in college football. We'll hopefully we can just kick back, watch these championship games, and chill.
Heck yeah. Well, everybody enjoy your weekend. Watch some good sports. Don't get too loud at your TV though. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Take it easy.